So every year, the big names in geekdom unite to bring joy and happiness to people like me and to people like you. So with that in mind, let's do a roundup of the most significant parts of San Diego ComicCon 2017. Let's get into it. So the first bit of news that I heard about that I'd really like to mention is the fact that Todd McFarlane announced that he will be doing a new Spawn movie. It said that he is going to be at the forefront of making this movie, and he will be in charge of a lot of the design of it, and it's going to be made through the same production company that made Insidious. Now this is some really good news because Spawn is essentially more of a horror-centric kind of comic book movie. So it fits well that the production company that made horror movies like Insidious will also make a movie like Spawn. And I really think that it's good that we can see a Spawn movie that can put the technology that we have now to really good use, as opposed to the one that we had before, which was kind of a little bit garbage. I mean, it did its job, but ultimately it kind of went down a little bit like a lead balloon. So I, for one, welcome a new Spawn movie with open arms. The next piece of news that comes from DC is that the Flash standalone movie will be titled Flashpoint, which is exciting because Flashpoint is a significant moment in the Flash history. Because in the comics, Flashpoint essentially reset all of the DC universe, which they don't really want to do here with their cinematic universe because they only just got it going. Whether they'll use it to introduce new characters has yet to be seen, but what I would really like to see from this film is the use of Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman, or Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, who in Flashpoint becomes Batman when Bruce Wayne gets killed instead. I would really like to see this happen. So ultimately, Flashpoint could be a risky move on DC's part, but I think if we stick with it and find out more, it could be a gamble that pays off. Now, one thing San Diego Comic-Con is most known for are the trailers that come out from studios, and 2017's San Diego Comic-Con did not disappoint. First of all, there's the Thor Ragnarok trailer. Now, this is the second trailer of Thor Ragnarok that has come out, and it shows us so much more of the film, and you get a real sense of what kind of tone the film is going to have. And it's great because I think the most vanilla film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far has been Thor: The Dark World. And Thor Ragnarok looks like the complete opposite of that. It's got color, it's got comedy, it's got awesome action visuals, it's got the Hulk! And the Hulk talks, he has a dialogue with Thor. And that last shot right before the title card where Thor goes full Raiden and he's got the lightning coming out of his eyes. I'm just so excited to see more of that. The next big trailer that got people all excited was the first official trailer for Steven Spielberg's adaptation of Ready Player One. Now this is a book that for a long time has been considered one of the greatest pop culture books there is. Now, I have yet to read Ready Player One. I am quite anxious to read Ready Player One because I would like to read it before the film comes out. However, the trailer looks fantastic. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews from people that have read the book saying that some of the visuals in it aren't quite how they pictured it to be or how it's described in the book, but the trailer itself is a really standout piece. The visuals in it are phenomenal. And there's so many pop culture references when you really look for them in the trailer that really stand out as it being a mixture of pop culture references. The music in it is fantastic at the start as well, and any trailer for a film that has Rush on the soundtrack, count me in! And while we're on the subject of pop culture references, one of my favourite things to come out of San Diego this year is the new trailer for the second series of Stranger Things. I cannot express how much I loved the first series of Stranger Things, and seeing this trailer for the second series has me really excited for it. If the first series was all about references to 80s films like Stand By Me, The Goonies, and E.T., then this is a reference to the horror films that came out of the 80s. Everything from the music of Michael Jackson's Thriller involved in the trailer, to the tones of The Lost Boys, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. It looks visually like it's going to be the creepiest thing to come out this October for Halloween, and I am so excited for it. I cannot tell you how much this trailer has me ramped up for the second series. And poor Will looks like he's going to be involved in a lot of stuff. And lastly, one of the biggest things to come out of San Diego Comic-Con 2017 is a new trailer for Justice League. Now, tonally, it's easy to see the difference between the first teaser trailer that we had and this new one after Joss Whedon stepped in for directing duties, after Zack Snyder stepped down for very understandable personal reasons. But you can tell from the color palette, from the tone, and from how it generally looks that Joss Whedon has had no small hand in how this Justice League trailer is turning out. Everything from the poster that got released, which looks kind of like an Alex Ross cover for a comic book, to the kind of tones in the dialogue that you feel from people like Barry Allen in particular, as the Flash, saying things like, "I'm not ready for battle, I just push people really hard and run away. That's his power." He hasn't seen a lot of battle. He's a very new Flash. I'm also quite excited by the fact that Aquaman actually seems really cool in this. I'm excited to see Jason Momoa kicking some ass. There's one point where he basically surfs down through a building on a parademon, comes out the other side, shakes his hair, and just walks it off. We also sort of get our first glimpse of the big bad of the piece, Steppenwolf, and you hear a little bit of a voiceover which kind of teases this film and more to come, in the sense that he says, "This Earth is without defense, there are no lanterns here, there's no Kryptonians," so they know that Superman is dead by this point, and they also know that Earth has no Green Lantern yet. It's not that they don't know about Green Lantern, it's that there isn't one for Earth yet. I'm excited to see what Justice League has in store for us now. Wonder Woman was a massive hit. Justice League looks like it's now going to be ramping that up. Joss Whedon looks like he's doing a really killer job of taking over after what Zack Snyder originally laid down. And finally, I know this didn't really come out of San Diego Comic-Con, it actually came out of D23 Expo earlier in the month, but I've got to say, I'm really sorry, I couldn't help it. I've seen some of the footage for Avengers Infinity War that got leaked on the internet. Please don't hate me, but I couldn't help myself! And from the look of this footage, they are going all out with Avengers Infinity War. And why wouldn't they? Because this is what the last three phases have kind of been building towards. So they've got to throw everything that they can at this. And it really shows. There is so much teased in this trailer. Spider-Man gets his new suit that was teased at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming. The Guardians of the Galaxy pick up Thor as he's flying through space, which could be a little bit of a spoiler for the end of Thor Ragnarok. I don't really know. Maybe the two will tie together seamlessly. Thanos just stepping through a portal and starting to kick some major ass. Captain America steps in with a blonde Black Widow as well. And I'm excited about that, not just because I can now legitimately cosplay as Captain America and not have to get rid of the beard, but it also looks like they're giving Captain America a bit of a grittier edge in this one, and I'm excited to see that. But overall, the footage that I've managed to see of Avengers Infinity War looks really promising. I cannot wait to see a full, proper trailer for it and see what they include, what they add to it, what they cut out of it. I'm just excited. Just please, come on, just give us a full actual trailer relatively soon. That would be great. It's all I'm asking. So that about does it for my roundup of San Diego Comic-Con 2017, and in the war between DC Studios and Marvel Studios, even though they are constantly fighting to one-up each other, I think the real winners out of that are us, the fans. So what did you think of the stuff that's come out of San Diego Comic-Con 2017? Is there anything I've missed in my roundup that you would like to see talked about? Is there anything that you found particularly exciting? If you were at Comic-Con yourself, what was the standout moment for you, personally? All comments are welcome in the comments below. Let's talk super nerdy on Comic-Con. As always, if you liked what you've seen here and you want to see more, don't forget to hit subscribe. You can always see some more videos right here. And until that point, I will see you next time.